Another thing that I am doing is working smarter and not harder. I think that we have all been programmed to think we got to work hard, we got to work hard, we got to work hard. Everybody working hard, nobody's seeing the result from working hard. I'm done working hard. I'm working smarter. It is 2024 and our entire lives are about to change because we said so. If you're new here, my name is Romani. Welcome to my channel. And if you are not new here, welcome back. Okay, let's just get into it. Right now, I have 2,300 subscribers on YouTube. By the end of this year, that's going to be up. It's going to be up because I'm declaring that it's going to be up. I'm done playing with my life. I'm done playing with myself. I'm done playing with my potential. Not that I just be like out here playing with my life, but I am taking it up a notch. So even though I'm at 2,300 subscribers right now in January 2024, who knows what it's gonna be in December 2024? It's gonna be all the way up. And I say that with so much confidence because if you don't know, I manifested myself being in this position. I have videos on YouTube previously from like years ago talking about manifestation and stuff like that, but I manifested myself being here. I spoke this into existence. I talked to God and God put me right in this position. I am from Detroit, Michigan. I ended up going to college in Nashville, Tennessee, and I moved there for some time. And then I ended up moving to LA. And like, these were all things that I said that I wanted to do. When I moved to Nashville, like I went there for school, but then like after graduation, I stayed there. So I'm like 19, 20, 21. Ended up getting an apartment. I had a 2-bed, 2-bath. Like this is a life that I truly spoke into existence because I truly wanted that for myself. And I would also like to mention, I've been an entrepreneur since as far back as I can remember. I had a hair business for 8 years. I started doing hair at like 15, and I currently have a personal training business and a yoga business. I've had my personal training business for 6 years now, and I just started my yoga business. But I say all that to say, I'm an entrepreneur, and so that is up and down in itself. And so for me to have been able to move to Nashville, get an apartment, and then up and move to LA and like live my life. And of course, like I'm still working on like really living that life I want to live in LA. But just for me to have moved and like God to have moved me from place to place and like literally listening to my prayers, listening to my dreams, I know that I can manifest anything that I want to manifest. And I told myself like 2022, 2023 was like planning years and me just really learning and getting things together, like getting my feet wet in LA for real, like just really meeting people. But like 2024, I'm not playing no games. Like I just can't play with myself no more. Everything that I've done up to this point has worked for me. And so I know exactly what works, but I know that I can take it up a notch. I know that I can give more of myself. I know that I can do more to put myself in the position that I want to be in. And I'm not saying like, oh, you got to hustle super hard, but I know I can be praying more. I know that I can be speaking positivity over my life more. I know that I can be doing so many more things that can get me to where I want to be. The first thing that I'm doing is truly believing that I can have it. I think that we all have these dreams and we have these goals and aspirations and we're like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. But secretly, we're afraid of success. And that comes out in so many ways. Let's say if you want to be a content creator and then something starts going viral, you start getting nervous and then you kind of stop posting because you like I don't know, this is all too much. Like it's not familiar. I'm not in my comfort zone. So like we say that we want to be in certain areas of our life, but when God starts to take us there, when like life starts to take us there, we be like, like I'm a little nervous. I'm done being nervous. Like I'm done allowing fear to stop me. I'm really allowing myself to have what I want. So if you want a 6-figure month, it might sound crazy to some people to make 6 figures in 1 month, but it's not crazy because people are doing it. You just have to believe that you can be the one to do it. So I really want you to sit here and think, do I truly believe that I can have the desires that I want? Like, do I really think that? Or if I maybe think of a desire that I want, am I like, well, that might not work? Because like, are you being too logical when it comes to your dreams and your aspirations and your manifestations? Because stop that. Yes, you need logic. logic, but we going off of emotion in 2024 because emotion is going to take you to where you need to be. Now, you always need logic to back it up, but we're going into our goals and our dreams not thinking about what could happen, what couldn't happen. We going in with straight passion. Now, that's not to say that you don't need a plan in place. You're going to always need a plan, but don't let fear stop you because you start talking yourself out of something because it sounds too unrealistic. We are no longer doing realistic. And I'm talking to you, but I'm talking to me too. Because I be thinking like, I would love to make X amount of money a month, but I'm like, that's a lot. Like, even when I was thinking like 6 figures a month, like 6 figures a month sounds crazy, but that's just because most of us don't know nobody making 6 figures a month. That's the only reason that it sounds crazy. But it's somebody in the world making 6 figures a month. I was just watching a girl's YouTube video and she was talking about how she finally made $100,000 in 1 month because she allowed herself to believe that she could. Now, of course, she had a business, she had systems set in place, but she truly believed that she could do it, so she did it. A lot of us can do things, we just don't truly believe in ourselves. We're allowing fear to stop us in so many ways. That could be anything. You scared of what people are gonna say, you're scared of what people are gonna think. You're allowing things that haven't even happened yet to stop you from pursuing your passions. You never know who your passions are gonna help. And I always say this in my motivational YouTube videos, you never know who your passions are going to help. You just being you just following your passion, and you not thinking about anybody and what anybody has to say. You never know whose life that is going to change. You have to be obedient to your intuition. If you know in your heart you are supposed to do something, you cannot let other people, or even you may have some type of like imposter syndrome. You cannot let what you think about you and what other people think about you stop you. You have to start knowing that it's possible for you to do this. And you also have to think like, who's telling me that? So like, let's say you want to do something and you like, that sounds stupid, or I can't do that. Those are not natural thoughts that a person would have. That's something that has been programmed into you. So maybe somebody told you you were too stupid to do it. Maybe somebody told you you were too ugly to be a model. Maybe somebody told you your life was too boring to be a content creator. That's not something that you already thought about yourself. So stop internalizing other people's sayings and thoughts about you. Stop internalizing that, because that's not your own doing. That's not your own thinking. Another thing that I am doing is working smarter and not harder. I think that we have all been programmed to think we got to work hard, we got to work hard, we got to work hard. Everybody working hard, nobody's seeing the result from working hard. I'm done working hard. I'm working smarter. And so when you're working smarter, that means you have a plan. So yes, I told you that your passion needs to fuel you and you need to go based off of emotion most of the time, but you also have to have that logic and you need a plan. How am I going to actually do this? Yes, I believe in myself. I'm not letting fear stop me, but how am I going to get there? So I'm a personal trainer, and the mistake that I see most times when people are on their fitness journeys is they're like, oh, I'm gonna lose weight. How are you going to lose weight? What are you gonna do differently? Oh, I'm gonna start working out and eating healthy. What workouts are you gonna do? When are you gonna work out? What are you gonna eat? When are you gonna eat? Like, you need to know these things. You need to have a solid plan. The quickest way to kind of like kill any dream is by not having a solid plan. And when you don't have a solid plan, you're actually self-sabotaging. So if you have a plan, you're more likely to get things done. When you don't have a plan and you're like, oh, I'ma just wing it. You start doing it, but you don't really meet the expectations that you have for yourself because you don't even have a plan. So you don't even know what goals you're supposed to be hitting. And then when you're not hitting the goals that are probably like in your mind, but they're not on paper, when you're not hitting those goals, you like, damn, I knew I couldn't do this. You are looking for ways to not really succeed. I hope that this is making sense, but you're looking for ways to not really succeed because you don't have a plan. But when you do have a plan, you're gonna do it. You're gonna look at the paper, you're gonna look at the notes app, and you're going to get it done. So we're working smarter from now on. Now, you still gonna have to put in some hard work, but not the like grinding and hustling. Just overworking yourself is not gonna help us in 2024. We've been overworking ourselves. Inflation is still high and we still got money troubles. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've been working hard. We need to figure out what do we need to do exactly in order to get to that spot? Like, I'm not doing no more extra steps that I don't need to do, that is overworking me, making me, super tired, making me exhausted. Like, my mental health is not the best. I'm not doing that no more. I am working smarter, and you need to. Working smarter also means leveraging your connections. Me and my friends were just talking about this the other day, because we're like, we all do so much in different industries, and we could all be such a resource to each other, but nobody ever says that they need help. And I'm super guilty of that, because I'll be like, oh, I can do it. I can just do this. I can do that. I'm not doing nothing by myself in 2024. Please help me. I'm reaching out. I'm reaching out to everybody, and I'm making new connections as well. Cause like, yes, the current connections that I have are super amazing, but I know that there's somebody else out there that can also help me get to where I need to be. Stop being afraid to ask for help. And you can ask for help with the smallest things. If you can't read, ask somebody to teach you. If you need help driving, ask somebody to teach you. Like, we are asking people for things. Closed mouths don't get fed. And I've always heard that quote, but I don't think that I ever really took it into consideration now that I'm thinking about it, because I've always been a hyper independent person, especially coming from Detroit. I feel like that's just the culture. You like, I can do it myself. And that's not getting me nowhere. Like, now that we really thinking about it, that's not getting me anywhere. I mean, like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's definitely gotten me places, but you can always get further when you have people helping you. You can only do so much as one person. And when I said don't let fear stop you, don't let fear stop you in this either. So like, I always am like, I might talk to people, I might not talk to people. Generally, I like to be by myself unless I'm with my close friends. You cannot be doing that no more. Like, we cannot be afraid to talk to people. We can't be afraid to reach out to people. So today I was at a yoga class, and like, one of the girls, we started talking because she was like, oh, Happy New Year. I'm like, you know what? In my head, I'm like, I'm making new connections. I'm like, girl, Happy New Year. How was your day? Got into good conversation, and I really wasn't even planning on telling her about my yoga class, but then we ended up talking about my yoga class. And, she ended up following me on Instagram. She was like, oh my God, like, I would love to come to your yoga class. My roommate would love to come to your yoga class. And that's 2 new students, all from opening my mouth and having a conversation. 2 new students that I wouldn't have had. Stop being scared to talk to people. And this is my final thing that I'm gonna say, and it kind of goes into working smarter, not harder. I'm reading. Now, everybody who knows me knows that I'm a book fanatic. I'll say I, at minimum, read at least 7 to 8 books a year. That's not the ideal number, because of course I want to read more, but like, sometimes I get into these spurts where I actually don't really want to read because I've read so much. It's just a whole bunch. But this year I'm like, I'm reading 1 to 2 books every month, and I'm just not stopping. I'm gonna be smart with this, because sometimes I'll go on like a tangent of reading so much self-help books that I kind of feel exhausted, and then I won't read for like 2 months, and then I pick back up. I'm going from like self-help to educational to fiction. I'm always going to make sure that I have a fiction book in there, and don't let nobody shame you for reading fiction books. I'm reading this book called The Blackwoods, and it's actually by an author from LA, and she's a Black woman. It's so good. I literally went to Target for another book I saw on TikTok, and I ended up getting her book, and it's so good, and it's fiction, but I'm telling y'all, I'm still learning different things. Now, it may not be specifically for education, but I'm honestly really learning good life lessons from that fictional book. So even if you are the type of person who's like, I cannot read nonfiction, like I have to read fiction books, read fiction books, because fiction books tell a story. There's always going to be a problem and a solution. You're going to learn either way. But we work smarter, not harder, by reading, because all of the answers are in the book. All of the answers are always going to be in the book. Whatever industry you are in, get a book about it. If you are a content creator, get a book about content creation. If you're in tech, get a book about tech. If you are in personal training, get a book about personal training. If you're in business, get a book about how to grow business. And aside from that, I found a book called The Psychology of Money that I'm also going to get. Get a book about finances. Everybody needs a book about finances, because no matter what industry you're in, you want to make money. So we need to learn the psychology of money. How does money move? Like, money is an energy. Money is not like this tangible thing. Many of us don't even have cash anymore. We all have Apple Pay. Everything is digital. Money is an energy. So we really need to figure out how it moves, who it goes to, and how to attract it. And we're going to figure out all of that in a book. And a lot of people be like, Romani, why do you read so much? How do you read so much? I honestly love reading. Like, I just love getting trapped into like one thing. I don't know. Like, I'm I'm a very like obsessed type of person. So if I'm reading a certain thing, similar to if I'm binging a series, I'm gonna be all in. So that's kind of how I am with books. But you are probably not going to talk to a millionaire anytime soon. You're probably not going to just see a millionaire walking down the street. However, you can buy a millionaire's book for $12.99 and you can read what they talking about, and they may direct you to another book and another book, and like it'll help you go down a rabbit hole of knowledge that is going to help you. So even if you don't plan to read 2 books a month, at least read one every 3 months. You know what I mean? Like, even if you read 15 pages a day, even if you read 5 pages a day, actually, let's do 10 pages. Like, let's bump it up. Even if you read 10 pages a day, you are going to be better off than if you didn't read anything. Reading is also going to help you stay off social media. I love getting trapped into a new book because I don't be doing the mindless scrolling. Mindless scrolling is not going to get you anywhere, and I want you to remember that for 2024. If you use social media like me for work, then cool. But just scrolling mindlessly, there's no need to do it. Get you a book. I feel like I gave y'all tough love. Like, I really feel like, like my energy was like, my energy was like busting out the bando. But I honestly just want us all as a collective, my subscribers, even if you're not a subscriber, I really want us to level up, because like, we can do it. We really can. And that's the first step. Honestly, believing that you can do it. I talk to so many people every day, especially like with personal training. People just need to believe that they can do it. So this is me giving you permission. You can do it. I want you to constantly affirm yourself, telling yourself that you can do it. I don't know exactly what you're interested in, but you know what you're interested in. And I want you to know that you can do this. I appreciate you so much for watching this video. Make sure you give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and share it with your friends. Like, share this motivation. Let's get this message out there. Leave me a comment if you want to talk, and I'm gonna leave my Instagram and all my socials below so we can connect, and I will see you in my next video.